Hi, welcome to the Spare Parts ERP powered by Odoo. In this video, I will be walking you through the sales process. So in order to start the sales process, first we will go to the sales module in Odoo, and once we go to the sales module, we can see all the different quotations that has been issued along with the confirmed sales orders. So now we can see few menu items here. So for example, if we go to orders, we can see quotations, orders and customers. Quotations will have the initial quotations that has been issued. Orders will be having all the confirmed sales orders, whereas in customers we can manage our customer master. So if we go to our customer master, we can see all the different customers, and if we would like to create a new customer, we can just click on create, and then we can just see we can set the customer details. That is, we can say mention if it's a company or an individual, and then we can put the customer name, and then we can put the basic details, that is the customer building name, office number, city, street, and we can also mention the country. So if the country is UAE, then the state field becomes mandatory. This is done for that purposes, to mention which state the customer is in. So we can just mention the emirate in this case. So it's let's just suppose we can just mention Dubai. Then we can mention the other details, and after that we can go to invoicing. And for UAE customers, mostly it is tax applicable, so we can click on tax applicable and TRN number. If this customer has a TRN number, we can mention the TRN number so that this will appear on our sales invoices or customer invoices, right? So, and another thing that we can see here is in the catalog menu, we can also access our product master. So once we click on this is another possibility of getting into the product master apart from the inventory module. So once we click here, we can select the list view, and then we can get a similar view of the list view of products which we saw in the inventory module. And also in the catalog menu, we can see the price lists. So a price list is basically a list of prices for a particular customer or a particular product or a particular line of products. So it can be defined in these categories. So let's say that we have separate branches. So we may have a main parent company with 10 branches, and each branch will have different prices. So we can just create a new price list, and based on the you can actually name this price list based on the category, and then we can set the prices. For example, on all products we would like to set the price, we can do so, and also we can set the discount. Or we can either set it as a discount, or you can set it as a fixed price, however it is, and then we can set the price over here for that particular product. If you want to set discounts for all the product, then we can just select, or if you want to add a fixed price for a particular product, we can set the product here, and then we can select the product, and then this product will be sold at this particular price. Similarly, for product brand, we can select which brand we would like to sell, and then percentage, what percentage we will discount would you like to give for that particular brand, so on and so forth. And in order to set a particular price list for a customer, we can just go to the customer master, and then when we select, let's say for this customer, we can just go to sales and purchases, and then in sales price list we can just click on edit, and we can select a price list for this particular customer. Okay, so now we can, before we go to the sales process, I would just like to give a brief introduction to the workflow in Odoo sales. So the sales process starts with creation of a quotation, and then once the quotation has been approved by the customer, we can convert it to a sale order by confirming that quotation. And then once the sale order has been confirmed, we can deliver the goods to the customer and issue a delivery note. And after that, once the delivery note has been done, we can issue the final invoice so that it can be booked in the accounts. So now let us go ahead and start the sales process. So here in the quotations, we can create a new quotation. Now once we get into the quotations page, we can see that we can select what type of customer would we like to sell this item to. So the type is cash or credit. So let's say I select cash, and I can select the name of the if I want, for example, if I can name, for example, and then I was to set the customer as cash customer, and after that I can this is the order date, and then we can set an expiration date for this particular customer, for this particular quotation. In case if this quotation has a validity, we can set an expiration date so that it can only be valid for, let's say, 7 days. So we can set the date as 7 days from now. And then payment terms, ideally for cash customers, will be immediate payment. And then we can go ahead and start adding our products. So for adding the product, the order lines, we can go down here to order lines and click on add an item. And then once we click on add item, we can search the product from here by typing in the part number, the name, or the barcode, or we can just simply click, and then we can see a list of products over here. So we can just select, or we can just type by the part number. So I just select this product, for example, and quantity by location. Here we can see how much we have in each location. So in this case, we only have 595 units in the shop, and we don't have any other locations. So if there is another location, if we have a warehouse or other branches, we can see that these locations will be mentioned here. And let's say that suppose you are in the shop and you would like to sell from the shop, but you do not have stock in the shop, and you will have it, but you have from the warehouse. So you can either select delivery from warehouse right here, or you can select from the shop, or you can do an internal transfer from the warehouse to the shop and sell from the shop itself. Okay, so delivery from, I'll just select it as shop. Ordered quantity, how many units has been ordered by the customer, so I'll just put 10 for now. And unit price, how much does this cost, how much will I sell it for? So I have the cost here, so I can determine the price based on the cost. So the unit, if now this is being picked from the customer master or the public price list, but if there is any other price list that has been selected here, it will fetch that price for this particular product. So let's say this is 10 dirhams. I can set it as 10. Okay, and then we can maybe add one more product. Let's say we add can just add that. Okay, and then we can just see this. Now for applying taxes here, now the taxes are empty. We can see that there are three types of taxes in the tax. There's tax 5% excluded, tax 0%, and tax 5% included. So if I select tax 5% excluded and click on apply to lines, then it will calculate the taxes on the subtotal untaxed amount, and on top of that they will add the 5%, so 630. Now if I would like to have taxes included in the 600 dirhams, I can just click on add 5% included and click on apply to lines, and then this will be 600, 571 and 28. This will have 600. Now in usual cases, when a cash customer comes to your shop, which is a typical retail situation, we will be making the sale and then receiving the money and then giving the stock will be moving out of our shop all at once. So in order to save time, rather than going and confirming the sale order and then making the delivery and then invoicing, we can just do that in one click by just clicking on direct sale. So on direct sale, once we click on direct sale, the product will have moved from the shop to the customer and an invoice will be booked for this particular sale order. So if I go ahead and click direct sale, okay, see, now we will get an invoice for that particular sale order. So we can just go ahead, as we can see the the invoice has been booked. We can just register the payment here. So while registering the payment, we will have to select the emirate just to make sure from where it has been done, and then register payment. And then we can select cash for cash customer and then validate. So this sale order has been completed, the sale has been completed. So if we go back to this quotation, we can see that it has been converted to a sale order, SO, from QT. It has become SO. And in delivery, we have made our delivery to our customer and the invoice has been booked. Now let's take a case of a credit customer. So in case of a credit customer, we can go ahead again to a quotation, and then similarly we can create a new quotation. We can select the type as credit, and then we can select the customer, whichever customer is the, and then we can, the price list will be updated as per the customer if this customer has a particular price list, or we can just select the price list here. There is a another price list, and then we can set the payment terms. Maybe since this is a credit customer, we can set 30 days, and then we can select the products which we would like to purchase. So I will just select this. I will select 100 units of this particular product, and I will select another product. Let's say is purchasing 100 again for this. So he's having, and then taxes we will just keep it as 5% excluded, and then we can just go ahead. Now this quotation has been made. We can save it. So this is in the quotation stage still. So once this quotation has been approved by the customer, we can go ahead and click on confirm sale. So we can, once the sale has been confirmed, and one thing which we can do here is, now let's say the customer is paying an advance. So if the customer is paying in advance, we can book that advance by just clicking on this button here, pay sale advanced. So we can just click here, and let's say the customer has paid around, by cash he has paid 1,000 dirhams, or by bank he has paid 5,000 dirhams. Okay, so he has paid 5,000 and he will make the advance payment. So this advance payment has been booked. So the accounting entry has been made in the back end. So now we will have to deliver this goods to the customer. So in order to make a delivery, we can just go here in the sale order. We have a tab called delivery. So once we click on this delivery tab, we can see that there are two items which needs to be delivered, and the initial demand based on the sale order is 100. Since there are there is stock in the shop, these have been reserved as 100 for these two items. And now we can either edit the click on edit and then set 100 here. But if this is a big delivery and if we are sure that all the items will be delivered, then in order to save some time, what we can do is we can just click on validate to process all of them at once. So we can just go ahead and click on validate. So you will get this error, with this warning saying you haven't entered done quantities. By clicking apply, Odoo will process all the reserved quantities. So if we click on apply, all this will become done. So the delivery has been made now and it's done. Everything is done to 100. Now we can go ahead and issue an invoice for this particular customer. So I can just go and click on create invoice, and then I can click on invoiceable lines and click on create and view invoices. So once I click on that, I can see the invoice which has been issued for this particular customer. So 11,550, of this 5,000 has been paid as my advance. So I can just go ahead and validate this. You can see the invoice details. We'll have to set the emirate before validation, and then click on validate. So this has been validated. And once it's validated, as we can see, there is 11,550, of which 5,000 has been paid. We have to pay 6,000. They have to pay 6,550 to us. Okay. Now another thing that we would like to look at is sales returns. Now once we have a sale, we may return some items. Some customers may return. So let's say this customer would like to return some items. So let's say you would like to return. So what we can do here is we can just go on that sale order and click on return/exchange. So in this return/exchange, let's say that he would like to return this 5 items. So I'll just remove this from here and I will just have this and I can process it. So once I have processed this, and if I go back to my quotations, I can see a -500. That is, these are the returned items. So if I go to the invoices here, just select this as a cash customer, and then I'll just go to the invoices and I will get a credit note saying that these items have been returned, and I will have to make a refund for these particular items. So this is the credit note which has been issued. So I can just go ahead, and if I want to return, for example, let's say there is another return module here where you can just click on sales return. Now let's say a customer comes and he may, for example, if a customer comes and you would like to make process a return, so you can just click on the sales return and then select the customer. So you can just select the customer and then you can select all the where is the destination location, where is the return going to happen. Okay, and then we can select the product. So if you know the customer, or if you know which invoice it is, you can just select which invoice will have to be returned. Or if you don't know the item, the invoice numbers or anything, we can just click on the item itself and click on which like for example, let's say you know a particular customer very well and he just comes and he would like to return it. So in his case, and he may not have a present invoice, or he may have lost his invoice number or something. You can just click on the item and then click here, and then how much is the quantity that he would like to return, and at what price is he returning it. The sale price which is being returned, can mention it here and then click on return product. So similar credit note will be issued for that particular product. So that's it for the sales part. So I will see we can see I will see you in the next video for the purchases. Thank you.